Children learn confidence by embracing what makes them unique. We all have gifts and abilities. Your children are the same. They have strengths and weaknesses bestowed upon them by genetics and their early experiences. You love what makes your child unique, but sometimes society has different ideas. Being tall is seen as a benefit in most situations. However, sometimes children who are taller than others are the object of teasing and bullying. Some children have freckles. Some may be built bigger or smaller than their peers. These characteristics are not something your child can control. This is why you as a parent need to teach diversity to your children from a very young age. They should understand that people come in all shapes and sizes with varying abilities and shortcomings. Being different or unique is something that should be embraced, not embarrassed about. What makes your child different? Where does your child shine? Where could she use some improvement? What makes her different and unique from most other children? Sometimes, differences work to an advantage. The child who loves going to school and learning is often made fun of by his classmates. He's called a nerd, bookworm, or given other hurtful names. Let your child know that he can always talk with you about what's happening in his life. Studies have shown that children with the best grades in elementary school and high school traditionally earn much more money than their peers. There is a link between successful students and living a longer, healthier life. From early on in their lives, encourage your children to embrace what makes them different. Support that unique difference by helping them learn how to use it to their advantage throughout their lives. Teach your children to support what makes other kids unique. Your child will better embrace his own differences if you teach him to treat others the same way. You can do this by giving your young child experiences that teach how different we all are. The world is full of learning opportunities for your child. Just about anything can be turned into a lesson. Use this to your advantage. Teaching children to accept the uniqueness of others encourages them to accept and appreciate their own differences and unique qualities. Teach your child to embrace a positive self-image that has nothing to do with what society dictates as acceptable or unacceptable. Confidence comes from your child embracing the unique and wonderful person he is, warts and all. Help him embrace that uniqueness, and you'll raise a child with strong self-esteem and self-confidence. How to help your child overcome shyness and build confidence. There are certain words that you automatically associate with being shy. You might think of words such as nervous and self-conscious, bashful, uncomfortable, or insecure. Those are certainly not words you want to use to describe your child. Some people are naturally a little standoffish, and that's okay. However, it becomes a problem when it causes them speechlessness, feelings of physical discomfort, and the perception of being unsafe or endangered. Both adults and children can feel like this. It can inhibit them from living a fulfilling life. Those are extreme symptoms of chronic shyness. Fortunately, they can be overcome with practice and using the proper steps. The following tips will help boost self-confidence in even the shyest of children. Helping your children build social skills. Never make your child feel bad or embarrassed of their shyness. Instead, help them to move past insecurity and bashfulness. Encourage them to make and hold eye contact with the people they are talking to. Tell them they can feel more at ease and less shy in uncomfortable situations if they ask questions. Asking questions puts them in control of a conversation. Teach them that their emotions are okay, whatever they may be. Feeling uncomfortable or nervous doesn't mean they are less than other people in any way. These are just emotions they are experiencing. Ask them where they feel most comfortable in social environments. Talk about why they are more comfortable there. Look for ways they can incorporate safe things that make them feel comfortable when they are in uncomfortable situations. Get them to talk about their emotions and feelings. The more they do this, the better they will be able to work through them. Provide new environments and experiences. Beating shyness is all about extending comfort zones and embracing change. You don't want to confront your children with big, aggressive moves out of their comfortable environments. At the same time, you do need to encourage new experiences. You can help overcome shyness by providing a support system when you introduce your children to new things or new places. Does your child have a best friend or a sibling they look up to? Ensure that person is along for the ride when you expose your child to new experiences. Do they have a favorite outfit that makes them feel confident? Could you create a secret code they can use if they feel themselves starting to panic? What else can you do to help them feel safe in uncomfortable situations? Afterward, be supportive and tell your children how proud you are of them. Even if things didn't go well, remind them they were brave and confident enough to take on some new interaction. Talk about times when you feel shy or uncertain. Children sometimes view their parents as superheroes. This is especially true at a young age. Knowing you feel uncertain and insecure in some environments can help them with their bashfulness. Talk to them about your feelings of uncertainty and how you overcome them. If you want your child to feel comfortable and confident, the above tips can help. Always provide love and support, and remember that actions speak louder than words. 4 proven methods for boosting your child's self-confidence. Whether or not you struggle with confidence, you want your children to believe they can do anything. Confidence opens doors of opportunity and removes limits. Here are 4 simple ways to instill confidence in children so they grow up into confident and capable adults. 1. Set achievable goals for them. Give your child tasks you know they can accomplish. Walk them through the process. Celebrate their successes and their efforts when they aren't successful. Many parents don't realize the incredible potential kids have, so they don't push them enough. On the other hand, some only give their children unachievable tasks and goals, which can be even worse. When children never achieve their goals, they can develop a failure mindset and feel like they're not capable of anything. It's essential to let children build a series of wins. Present them with small but achievable goals or chores and provide them with positive reinforcement when they accomplish them. Gradually increase the difficulty of the tasks, ensuring they are still achievable, while continuing to offer support and praise. 2. Support your child's strengths and interests. Is your child a good athlete? Maybe your daughter is a math scholar at a young age. Perhaps your son loves science, art, or music. Scheduling activities and outings that let them shine in areas that interest them is a great way to build confidence. Talk about the strengths and abilities your children have, not in just their area of interest, but in all areas. Show them how those skills, strengths, and abilities can be applied to many areas of their lives. Encourage them to embrace the idea that if they can be successful in one area, it's proof they can be strong in other ways. 3. Teach them to have a growth mindset. Teach your children about a growth mindset. Don't let them embrace being limited in any way. Show them that they can succeed in anything they put their mind to, as long as they gather the skills and resources needed for success. This fosters the idea that if they are incapable or limited in some way now, they can turn those perceived weaknesses into strengths. 4. Lead by example. Children are always watching and listening. Confident parents have a better chance of raising confident children because they lead by example. Your child believes what is possible by watching your behavior. If you work on your self-confidence, your child's self-confidence will also improve. It can be challenging to be a parent even on your best days. You want nothing but the best for your kids. Making them confident might be the best gift you can give them. It makes them realize they are capable of anything, and confident kids become confident adults. How to raise confident children in the days of social media negativity. Socializing is a healthy part of growth. Children can improve their creativity, communication skills, relationships, and other areas by socializing responsibly. Socializing, when done correctly, can help children build their confidence and self-worth. It's not all positive, though, especially when using social media. If you forbid your children from accessing sites like Facebook and TikTok, you might do more harm than good. They could rebel and access it where or when you are unable to monitor their activity. On the other hand, if they are allowed to use it, they could be exposed to negativity. What are parents to do? You need to support your child in acting independently and trying to make new friends, but where do you draw the line? Here are a few ways to help your children become more self-confident in an age where social media can threaten their emotional and physical safety. Teach that negative comments are often driven by envy. Name-calling and body-shaming run rampant on social media sites. This is often driven by envy rather than the belief that someone doesn't measure up. Your child might encounter someone online who's envious of his outgoing nature. Your child's always smiling in his pictures. He has tons of friends and followers. Other children might wish they were more like your kid. This can lead to taunting and bullying. Teach your children that what someone says about them doesn't mean anything. These are just words, and they often come from a person with a very poor self-image. The bullying kid chooses to bring others down rather than build himself up. Negative words, while hurtful, cannot do long-lasting damage, unless you allow them to. Teach your children to challenge negative words. Help them find proof within themselves that they are the opposite of what the bully says. Set sensible boundaries, but don't overdo it. Consider setting boundaries where social media is concerned. It can be so negative and unfortunately highly influential in the development of children. So monitor social media usage and place sensible time limits. Just be careful here. You know from childhood that when a young person seeks healthy independence, he can resist limits. Sometimes, this resistance is a sign of healthy growth. Your child is becoming confident in trying to grow his comfort zone. Let your child know of the dangers that are lurking online. Encourage them to be careful when accepting friend requests from people they don't know. It can be challenging to know where to draw the line when setting healthy boundaries. You should constantly appraise the limits you put in place and extend more freedom as a reward when it is deserved. Offer alternative options for online socializing. Promote healthy habits and activities that help your child build self-esteem outside of social media. When these activities take place outdoors, your children benefit from exposure to Mother Nature. Join other parents and schedule events centered around activities that don't require a digital connection. You want your children to develop independence, but you want them to be safe as well. This makes it difficult when trying to set social media boundaries and limits. Communicate with your children. Tell them all you want is their safety while providing them an environment for growth and positive experiences. Then set boundaries, monitor them, and provide plenty of options for socializing offline. Failure is good for your child's confidence. Most people dislike it when they fail. They wanted to be successful at whatever it was they were doing, but came up short or failed spectacularly. Failing doesn't create a lot of positive feelings, but it should. Why? Because failure can improve self-confidence when you congratulate your effort. Think about the times in your life when you created positive change. It might not have been easy. You may have failed several times before succeeding. You kept at it and finally created the outcome you were looking for. How did that feel? It felt great, right? It feels good to succeed, but you can also be proud when you fail. Sure, you may doubt your abilities at times, but you still make an effort. Taking action when you are unsure of the outcome is an exceptionally brave thing to do. Continuing to act even when you stumble or fall is even more courageous. That's something you should be proud of. Teach this to your children. Tell them the story of Thomas Edison. He failed 1,000 times before he successfully invented the incandescent light bulb. Michael Jordan is considered the greatest basketball player of all time by many. He missed over 9,000 shots in his career and lost almost 300 games. What these two men had in common is that they didn't give up. They kept trying. They learned from their mistakes. They found ways to improve so they could achieve the success they were after. Success is usually found after many, many failures. Failing over and over was necessary for Michael Jordan and Thomas Edison to be incredibly successful in their fields. Make sure your children understand this. Use other examples of people your children look up to where failure was required before success was enjoyed. Read up on those people and their stories, and you'll find examples you can share with your children. You can provide personal stories, too, where you were trying to do something and failed epically. You kept trying and eventually found success. Relate to your children how good it felt to try again after failing. Tell them how surprised and elated you were when you learned from your mistakes. This will teach them to develop self-pride and self-esteem. Talk about reframing. How you view life is your choice. There's the example of a pessimist seeing a partially filled glass of water as half empty, while an optimist sees it as half full. The optimist reframes the opinion of the pessimist. Reframing is deciding to look at what is typically viewed one way as something else entirely. It's seeing failure as an opportunity. Your child can see failure as a teacher. What did they learn? What can they do better next time? Are there skills or resources they need to gather to have a better chance at success? Reframing makes a child more resilient and confident. Seeing failure as something terrible might make your child want to give up. That doesn't develop the resilience needed to overcome setbacks. Seeing failure as something that can help your child grow makes them confident to take action in the future even if they don't meet with success. It makes your child more resilient so they can overcome tough times. Failure promotes learning and creativity. Your child learns to look for creative new ways of tackling a problem. It boosts perseverance and resilience and builds confidence. Teach failure as an unavoidable part of life. Paint it as a positive learning experience that strengthens your child for success in the future.